Hello and welcome back to our channel. Today, we dive into the fascinating world of psychology and explore the topic of decision making. Have you ever wondered why we make certain choices? What factors influence our decisions, and are we prone to biases that affect our judgment? In this video, we'll uncover the psychology of decision making and shed light on the cognitive biases that shape our choices. Before we delve into the factors that influence decision making, let's start by understanding the basic process. Decision making involves selecting a course of action from multiple alternatives. It seems like a straightforward process, but our choices can be influenced by various psychological factors. At the heart of decision making lies our cognition, the mental processes that allow us to gather information, evaluate options, and make choices. However, our cognition is not entirely objective. It is influenced by biases, systematic errors in thinking that can lead to irrational decisions. Let's explore some common cognitive biases that can affect our decision making. The first one is confirmation bias. This bias occurs when we seek out information that confirms our pre-existing beliefs and ignore or downplay contradictory evidence. It can prevent us from considering alternative viewpoints and hinder objective decision making. Another bias is the availability heuristic. This bias leads us to rely on easily accessible information when making judgments or decisions. For example, if we recently heard news stories about plane crashes, we may overestimate the risk of flying, even though statistically it's one of the safest modes of transportation. Next, we have the anchoring bias. This bias occurs when we rely too heavily on the first piece of information we encounter, the anchor, when making decisions. Subsequent information is often interpreted in relation to that initial anchor, leading to biased judgments. One more bias we'll discuss is the framing effect. This bias demonstrates how the way information is presented, its frame, can influence our decision making. For instance, we may be more likely to choose a product advertised as 80% fat-free rather than 20% fat. While these biases can affect our decision making, it's important to remember that they're not insurmountable. Recognizing them is the first step in mitigating their influence on our choices. Now that we've explored some cognitive biases, let's discuss the factors that influence our decision making. One such factor is emotions. Our emotions can significantly impact the choices we make. When we're in a positive emotional state, we may be more likely to take risks, whereas negative emotions can lead to more cautious decision making. Social factors also play a crucial role in our decisions. Social influence can come from peers, family, or society as a whole. We often look to others for guidance or conform to social norms when making choices. Additionally, our past experiences and personal values shape our decision making. Our unique background and upbringing influence the criteria we use to evaluate options and make choices. Lastly, we must consider the role of cognitive processes in decision making. Our ability to gather and process information, weigh pros and cons, and assess potential outcomes all contribute to the choices we ultimately make. Now that we have a better understanding of the factors that influence decision making and the cognitive biases we're prone to, how can we make better choices? Here are a few strategies to consider. Be aware of your biases, recognize the cognitive biases that may be affecting your decisions. Take a step back, question your assumptions, and actively seek out different perspectives and information. Gather diverse information. Make an effort to collect information from multiple sources. Consider both the positive and negative aspects of each option and look for balanced viewpoints. Embrace critical thinking, engage in logical reasoning and evaluate the evidence before making a decision. Challenge your own assumptions and be open to changing your mind if new information emerges. Seek feedback and advice. Consult with others who have expertise or experience in the area you're making a decision about. Their insights can provide valuable perspectives and help you consider different angles. Take time for reflection. Avoid hasty decisions whenever possible. Give yourself the space and time to reflect on the available options, weigh the pros and cons, and consider the potential consequences. By being mindful of these strategies, we can navigate our decision-making process more effectively and make choices that align with our values and goals. That's all for today's exploration of the psychology of decision-making. We hope you found this video insightful and that it sparks curiosity about the fascinating ways our minds work. Remember, understanding the factors that influence our choices and the biases we're prone to is a step toward making more informed decisions in our everyday lives. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay updated on our latest content. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.